It's the moment of truth. Can we overturn a 2-goal deficit against Real Madrid? Let's find out. Yes, hello, welcome into Livestreams Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter on Football Manager 22, still with Roma, and we're going to be seeing if we can continue our European campaign today. Last time out we played against Parma and Juventus, and this time out we're going to be playing against Verona and Real Madrid in that second leg of the first knockout round of the Champions League. If you are new around here, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss an episode of Glory Hunter, and if you enjoy this video, make sure and leave it a little like. I like likes. You like likes? We all like likes. Leave a like. It's very much appreciated. Nothing has happened since we last met. Pellegrini got himself injured in the last episode, and you can see we lost to Juventus in that first leg of our Italian Cup semi-final. So we just move on to play against Verona and then Real Madrid, and we've got a rotated side for the game against Verona, which I will show you in just a second. So this is the team that we're going to go with for the game up against Verona. We're just going to jump straight into the games today. Patricio in goal, Kaki, Lindelof and Rice playing at centre-back today. Salamakers on the right, Calafiori on the left, Jakic, Johansson and Van de Beek in midfield with Abraham and Sesko still up front. Keep the two of them up front so we can score some goals. That's what I say. So let's get into it. A lot of them not with great match fitness because we really were playing the same 11 players for about the last 2 months, which is not great for everyone who sat on the bench not doing anything. So a little bit of rotation before that important game against Real Madrid in the midweek. Still important that we win this game though, so let's hope we can do that even with a slightly weakened side. And there's a corner early on. Johansson and Sesko. It's clear away, but only as far as Jakic. He's not being challenged here. And it's back to Declan Rice playing in defence today. Over to Lindelof and Salamakers, who's in space. Finds Johansson. Can he get the ball in the box? Plays it back to Salamakers. What's he going to do here? Back to Johansson. Back to Salamakers. Johansson into Van de Beek, and Van de Beek heads that in off the bottom of the post. And is that his first goal for us? I don't know. It is indeed his first ever Roma goal. And we lead 1-0. Some nice play on that right-hand side. Eventually Johansson gets it, plays it into his midfield partner. And Van de Beek, lovely floated header across the goal into that bottom corner. And we lead 1-0 with one of our first shots of the game. That's exactly what we want to see. You can see we go joint top of the table at the moment. I know that Napoli have a game in hand on us, but who cares? We're joint top. And there has not been a highlight since that goal. I will take a boring game here before the tough one against Real Madrid. Lovely. 1-0 leading at half-time. We've dominated the match so far. Let's keep it up, boys. And now we're on the clock and there's still not been another highlight. So we will take off Abraham and we will also take off Sesko as well, bringing on Cancellieri and Thielmann for those two. I think we'll move Thielmann to be the pressing forward. Give Abraham and Sesko a chance to have a little rest before that tough match up against Real Madrid later on in this episode. And the time is still ticking away and there's still not been another highlight apart from that time we scored that goal. Calafiori with it on the left now. Van de Beek the goal scorer. Back to Calafiori. He's fouled by Faraoni there. And Faraoni has been sent off. And they're down to 10 men now. Romagnoli can come on for Declan Rice, sure, for the last 10 minutes. Surely this is going to be a comfortable win. It's disappointing that it's only going to be by 1 goal. Especially since we dominated them throughout and then they went down to 10 men. But in a very highlightless game, we win 1-0. You can see the team there. Going forward, we didn't really do anything, but defensively everyone was solid, which is, I suppose, a positive thing. So there we go. A nice win to start this episode off before we get into the meat of the episode up against Real Madrid. Currently joint top of the table. A nice thing to look at. And Napoli lost their game in hand. Unfortunately, their game in hand was against AC Milan. So AC Milan do go ahead of us by 2 points. But now 2 points separating AC, Napoli and ourselves. We're pulling away a little bit from Lazio. We'll see if they can win their game in hand. That put them back up to 56. But Inter there, just below us in the table, but do have 2 games in hand. Hopefully, they drop points in at least one of those, and that's going to make it really tight. Wow, our wishes have come true. Inter Milan lost 2-0 to Udinese. Udinese, who are a mid-table side this season. And it means that if Inter do win their game in hand, they only go up to 59 points. Oh, we're 2 points off the top of the league table, and it's going to stay that way even if Inter win their game in hand. This is tight this season. Goodness me. Even all the way down as far as Juventus there. That's only 6 points off the top of the table. So many teams could still win the league this year. It's going to go right down to the wire. Oh my goodness me. Wow. I can't believe... Honestly, I did not think Inter Milan would be dropping points to someone like Udinese. But hey, they have. Now our attention, though, can move away from SerieA for a little bit, and it can go to the Champions League. Can we somehow turn around a 2-goal deficit against Real Madrid and progress to the next round? Let's find out. And my goodness me, the shock results continue. Lazio lost to Crotone there, which means Lazio don't close the gap up to ourselves and Inter and Napoli and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of a gap forming now between Lazio and Juventus. And if Inter win their game in hand, oh my goodness me, that's just so tight, so tight. So here we are, 2-0 down after the first leg, and these are the 11 men who'll be out there to try to get us the win today. Obviously no away goals, so just need to make sure to win by 2, and it will take it to extra time. Patricio's in goal, Zagadou, Lindelof and Romagnoli, who have become the first choice 3 centre-backs for us the second half of this season. Christensen and Dalot in the wing-back positions. Because of the injury to Pellegrini, we've shuffled around the midfield slightly. Rice will move over to play the ball-winning role. Camavinga will become the advanced playmaker on that right-hand side of the 3, and Van de Beek will play in his box-to-box role on the left-hand side. Normally, Rice plays box-to-box and Camavinga's ball-winning, but we'll move them over and let Van de Beek play as the box-to-box midfielder on that left-hand side. Hopefully, this will work just as well. Camavinga's distribution is really good, and Rice, nice and solid as a ball winner. It should work well. And obviously, Abraham and Sesko as our 2 up front. 16 and 20 goals, respectively, for Abraham and Sesko. Let's see if they can score some more today. It'd be much appreciated. And looking at that Real Madrid team, you've got Alaba, Timber, Militao, Inacio at the back, Ruben Neves, Jorginho, Kroos in midfield, Rodrigo, Jesus Corona and Jovic in the attacking positions. Karim Benzema, Casemiro is on the bench. Courtois obviously in goal. It's a good team, but I think we can do something up against them if we play well enough. And obviously we are at home at the Stadio Olimpico, so let's see if we can somehow do something in this game as the game kicks off. And immediately Real Madrid are on the front foot. Timber with the ball on this right hand side, plays it back to Militao and all the way back to Courtois, and the ball launched forward, flicked on, Rodrigo with it, in towards Tecatico. That's a hard name to say. That's his nickname, is it? Jesus Corona, as Real Madrid are 1-0 up with the first shot of the game after 75 seconds. Just a long ball forward, Timber flicks it to Rodrigo and it's in behind the defence, and Jesus Corona gets in behind Lindelof and Dalot. And we're down 1-0. Not the start I was hoping for. Rice plays it to Van de Beek and Sesko and Christensen. And that's just launched long and absolutely aimless. Eventually it falls to Dalot though. Can we get the ball in the box? Dalot back to Camavinga and Abraham and Rice. Well, he hit it. He does indeed. And Declan Rice gets his 2nd goal of the season. He'll pick up that ball and scurry away. 10 minutes in. We've pulled it back to 1-0. Still 2 goals down in aggregate. But we're back in this game. Dalot back to Camavinga and Abraham and Rice just unmarked. Takes a touch, comes into the area and rattles that ball into the bottom corner. And we are back in this tie. We're back in this tie, but this is the first highlight there's been since we scored. Zagadou, who's forward for some reason, has come to him. Sesko's hits it. Oh, it's off the post. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that was a chance to get ourselves back to within 1. But we've not managed to take advantage of it, and we're going to make some changes at half time. I think looking at the squad, Van de Beek is not doing well at all in terms of fitness, so we'll bring Oscar on, move Rice back over to box, Camavinga as the ball winner, and Oscar can play as that advanced playmaker as he's more of an attack minded midfielder anyway. And we'll go to the dressing room and say, go and get some revenge, and we'll see if the boys do indeed try to go and get some revenge. There's half an hour to go, so we're going to alter some of our instructions. We're not going to try and play out of defence anymore or work it into the box. We're going to play more direct with a much higher tempo. We'll attack a little bit wider. In transition, we're also going to counter press, and when the ball's been won, we're going to counter. And the goalkeeper will try to distribute quickly, not going to try and distribute to the centre-backs. And who cares about taking short kicks? Let's go and see if we can try and get in behind that Real Madrid defence in this last half an hour of the game. We've changed the attacking mentality. We've brought on Tolisso for Rice, as Rice was just, he could hardly move. He was that tired. And there's 15 minutes to go. Christensen with it on the left-hand side. Ball in toward Abraham. It's headed in. Oh, and that trickle toward the goal. I thought maybe it might sneak in, but it didn't quite. We'll bring on Kramaric for Tammy Abraham for the last few minutes of this game. We're going to demand more as there's 2 minutes to go. Can we get 2 late goals? No, it doesn't look like we're going to do it. Oh, we've drawn 1-1 against Real Madrid. Normally you wouldn't worry or complain about a 1-1 draw against Madrid, but we were 2-0 down after the first leg, and we've just not managed to sneak through in that Champions League first knockout round. Getting to the last 16's no mean feat for us here, but you can see poor performances from important players like Camavinga and Sesko means we unfortunately do not progress. I've said to the boys we're disappointed by that because we had a lot of chances, but we just did not make them pay. You can see Man City, who have Kylian Mbappe, progress after beating Benfica over 2 legs. Camavinga's got himself injured, thankfully only out for 3 to 5 days, but it does mean he probably will miss the next league game, which means our midfield's getting a little bit kind of short. There's not a lot of players in that midfield with Pellegrini and Camavinga injured. So we don't have any more European football to play this season, but we do have a lot of domestic games to play. But I'm going to play a few of those and try and get us a little bit further into the season. And we'll come back for the game up against Juventus in that second leg of our Italian Cup, our Coppa Italia semi-final. We obviously down 2-1 after the away leg. Let's see if we can turn that round and get to our Italian Cup final. And we'll also play a game up against Fiorentina or Bologna. I'm not sure what one. You'll find out in the next episode. We'll play 4 or 5 games in SerieA between now and then. You can see very tight up the top, but I'll advance on a few more games and hopefully it stays just as tight as we get to the business end of the season. 10 games to go and just 3 points separating the top 4 in the league. So if you have enjoyed this episode, even though we're unfortunately knocked out by Real Madrid in that first knockout round of the Champions League, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss an episode of this run-in towards the end of Season 3 of Glory Hunter. And until the next one, we'll see you then.